folks, JD here, and continuing our beginner guide set of videos. Today we're going to be looking at movements. Specifically, we're going to be looking at launch movements and then movements back and forth, left and right, and rotational as well. So they are called throttle, pitch, roll and yaw. So essentially, before we get to the practical, I'll just show you exactly what they are from the perspective of you standing behind the quadcopter and the camera facing the front. If you were to throttle up, then your quadcopter would take off as well. But also you have positive throttle and negative throttle. So positive throttle is the increase in altitude, negative throttle is the decrease in altitude. Then you have pitch. Positive pitch is forwards, negative pitch is backwards. Well, actually more to the point, positive pitch is when your quadcopter tilts slightly and then moves forward. That is activated with the right analog stick, and then negative pitch is when your quadcopter tilts backwards and then comes backwards towards you. That is activated with your right thumbstick pushing backwards. Now, there is also yaw. Yaw is rotational left to right. So what you're looking at is this sort of movement. And then you have roll as well, which is a side-to-side movement, which is left to right. These are aviation terms, and they are going to come up if you do decide to go for your quadcopter license, and you are going to need to know exactly what these terms are, the positive and the negative as well. So this is just a little introduction. Let's just get to the practical and let's have a little look and see how that all comes together. Okay, we do have a slight breeze coming in here today, so I am going to be correcting this flight a little bit as I am flying in altitude hold mode rather than in GPS mode. But what I'm going to show you is I'm going to go through the exact same manoeuvres as what we did just a couple of minutes ago. So let's throttle down for the second. Now as you throttle down, you're going to see your quadcopter moves towards the ground, and likewise when you throttle up, your quadcopter is going to rise in its altitude as well. Now when you do this, it's very important to be aware of your surroundings and also be aware of how much pressure you are putting on your thumbstick as well, on your analog stick. So with this, after we've looked at throttle, let's look at forward and backwards pitch. So if I come and stand alongside the quadcopter, you will see it tilt. So if I was to then go forward pitch, and you see it tilt forward, and then backward pitch, and it tilts backwards as well, or actually reverse pitch to actually call it by its proper name. And then when it is back to me, then let's just straighten her up a little bit. There we go. So then we've got positive pitch, and then we have reverse pitch, which is when it goes backwards. Now when it goes backwards, as you'll see, it is moving out ever so slightly. So what I'm going to have to do then is just bring it back to myself. So come on fella, back it up. Okay. Next, let's look at yaw. Yaw is easiest to be seen from behind the quadcopter. Now when you are about to turn, you have to ensure that your path of where you're going is clear. So when you just turn, when you just use a little bit of yaw and you turn, yaw to the left, and then yaw to the right. But as you'll see, even without any throttle whatsoever, the quadcopter is managing to go off on its own little bit. That's because the motors at the front have picked up a different stream of air and they are riding on that air. So if I was to just show you that again, so if I bring it back to me, increase altitude a bit. If you do notice that your quadcopter drops in altitude, this is quite normal with the barometer altitude hold quadcopter. You are just going to have to make that, just going to have to reset that yourself. Okay, so let's look at left yaw, and then forwards, positive pitch, and then we can turn her around for right yaw, and then positive pitch again. And then you can yaw again to the left to bring her around, and then you roll her into a stop. That takes us nicely into rolling left and right. So rolling left and right is quite literally when you just move side to side. This is right roll, and then this is left roll as well. So essentially, how does that look together? So if we were to take off, let's just take it down to a nice level. Let's increase altitude, and then let's increase her positive pitch forward. Left yaw to bring her around into a circle. This is what we're going to want to do today, is just bring her into a circle. As she is then coming around, as you'll notice, I'm keeping on tapping the left yaw altitude thumbstick just to bring her back around, and then I wanted to stop, so a little bit of reverse pitch, and then if I turn her around to the right and I take her around once more, this is right yaw. So again, it's just the opposite angle of what I was doing with the left stick, but just on the right side. And then likewise, if I wanted to center up for a for a photo, then what I would do is I would get in line of the quadcopter, and then I would use left and right roll until I was actually in the frame. So there we are, folks. I hope this has been some help too. The next beginner guide video will be in another fortnight. I hope this has been some help. So thanks ever so much for watching and listening. I've been JD, you've been fantastic as always. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Hello and welcome to all the new subscribers. I hope you're enjoying the channel. So until next time, my friends, happy flying.